Here, what's motivation for good character? How do you get motivated to have good character? I call it the ABC of human motivation. The ABC of human motivation. If you want to have good character, you must check what is your definition of success. If you believe success is getting money, my friend, you will not have good character. Because if character is not giving you money, will you have good character? No. So you need to check what drives you. And in fact, if once I know you are definition of success, I can know what kind of a person you are. There are people like my sister at the back who do not define success by driving a good car. She transport. And it is still, she is able to go wherever. So it's to her, it doesn't bother her. If you believe that good character, or rather success is a big car, you take a loan you are unable to pay to impress people who don't even care. Am I communicating? Yes. So it's important to understand that your achievement, everyone wants to be called an achiever. If your idea of achievement is wrong, your character also be wrong. Number 2, sense of belonging. B is for belonging. We are so interested in approval by others that we can even do wrong in order for us to get approval. So if you realize everybody likes a certain thing, even if it's not good, you also claim to like it, isn't it? I can see there are not many of us young people, but when I'm talking with young people, I keep telling them, you will find a boy who says, last holidays, I slept with 10 girls. Now, that guy may have slept with nobody, but you see, he thinks to be called macho boy is by how many girls you slept with. Now, when he's in a group like that, what do you think the others are saying? At least so that I'm able to talk next holiday. All that because you want achievement. The other day I was asking, and forgive me for this is not a very good example. I was asking, there's something going on in Central Province called Kiama, Council of Elders. Is there in Luoland? Is there in Luyaland? But the Kikuyu one is called Kiama. And they do all kinds of crazy things. In fact, even circumcision of girls has gone back to Central after it had died way back 50 years ago. By 1960s, Central Province had stopped girls' circumcision. It has come back. Why? Because some big men have entered Kiama, and so everybody wants to be in it. Of course, they may not agree with FGM, but if you want to be associated with the people, you go there, isn't it? Every Saturday afternoon, you go to the forest and kill a goat. And in the process, according to the guy who I talked to, you are able to meet anybody. Candidate, ministers, whatnot. In that group of Kiama, they have who is who in Mount Kenya area. So you join, not because you really agree with them, but in order to be associated. How many people are ending up in bad company just because they want to get approval? That sense of belonging will destroy your character. You know, for people to be saying, again, I talk a lot with young people. You see a girl who is dressed, more undressed than dressed, and you ask her, what's the issue? The issue is, if I don't dress like this, no boy will ever approach me. And sometimes you can see, they sit down, they have to look that side, they look the other side, the guy is struggling. Why are you punishing yourself? Yeah, but because he wants approval. You can never have good character if you are driven by need for approval. Sense of belonging. So you need to ask yourself, is that the timekeeper reminding me? Mr. Kitabi, yes, sir. How many minutes do I have?
We agree we have to go up to 1 hour.
Okay. Yes. I hope the timekeeper has heard. Okay. So am I communicating?
Yes.
Can you see it applying in your life? That your sense of success, what is achievement, will make you sacrifice your character. Your sense of belonging will make you. And there are people like that. They simply don't have self-identity, self-acceptance. They suffer from insecurity. And the moment you feel like you don't know who you are, I keep telling women, there's something God gave man, which is very useful, called a mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror. Like yourself. If men tell you you're ugly, ask them, don't they know you are the mirror in the morning? And you like yourself. So it doesn't matter what people think. Mirror, can you see how powerful a mirror is? Yes. Don't leave your house without looking up. Once you see yourself, don't wait. Am I looking okay? That is handing yourself over to destruction. Because you are allowing other people to define who you are. It's a very, very important thing. Belonging, sense of belonging. The final one, the C of the ABC, is power or control. People want power almost at any cost. You will be told by politicians, the things they do are unbelievable. The reason why I'm not giving a lot of examples from outside Mount Kenya, that you don't start thinking, I hate your tribe. But did you see professors going to a forest in Akiama? Last elections. Okay, I can name Muturi because he's public, but there was a professor with him in a forest with wazes wearing funny things. It was on TV, and did you see it? Yes. You ask yourself, this professor, this wazes, all they are doing for is they want power. And they think if they are seen to be with the Kiama, now it's nothing to do with belonging. It is that they can get votes. Am I communicating? And so you need to ask yourself, do you love power to the extent that people can manipulate? And it's the same thing with your boss. You feel like boss so and so is the only one who can get me from here for promotion. When he tells you to jump, you ask him how high. Although he's asking you to jump into the fire. Now you need to understand need for power will ruin character. You cannot have good character when you are driven by need for power. So that's what things you check for yourself, and they are important. Now, but where do you get good character? And number one, and because you don't have a lot of time, number one, you see good character if you are in line with the nature. In other words, when you talk about you are a good character, it's because you are working in line with nature. When you talk about nature, we are saying if you start contradicting, and forgive me if you are here, but why people not regard you as having good character if you are homosexual is simply because you are not being natural. That's not the way nature is. You have never seen a he dog running over another he dog. So it's not natural. And we'll not say you have good character as long as you don't act naturally. Natural is the way God created us. Am I communicating? So it's important to understand when you're talking about good character, we're talking about you are in line with nature. Number two, you obey your conscience. What is conscience? Who knows the word conscience in Luo? What is conscience in Luo? Say it in Luo, then interpret it back into English. Who knows Luo well enough? I lived in Luo land, but I didn't learn enough. They don't know enough vocabulary, yes?
So
conscience, say conscience in Luo, then interpret it back into English. It will not be, the word will not be conscience. Yeah.
Your inner voice.
Ah, good.
Yes.
You hear conscience in Luo is inner voice. Kikuyus, Damiri, which means in English? Yeah, like it's an instinct. There's something in you that tells you, that's not a good man. That's not a good thing to do. You may not have a thesis you can read about it, but something in you tells you it's not good. The trouble is, conscience is like a computer with a password. If something with a powerful password comes, it can overrun your lower password. And conscience is a real problem because a lot of us allow ourselves to overrun conscience. Conscience is telling you, no, don't. And you can't keep overrunning it. Why? ABC. Remember ABC?
Yes.
So when you don't obey your conscience because of ABC, you end up with a bad character. So you need to know what conscience is, and people of good character obey their conscience. Number 3 is culture. And culture can be quite an issue. That's why, for example, the Kikuyu culture believes you are not a woman unless you are circumcised. Because circumcision is called in Kikuyu kogimara, becoming an adult. So if you have not been circumcised, you are just simply a child. Can you see why in 1920s and 30s the church in Central Province split into two? Because they say, we like your God, but what's wrong with your God? He wants us to marry children. So the church split into two, and there is what was called Karinga, churches that allowed women circumcision. You can study it, you Google up, you'll see the story. Churches told them that a woman not circumcised is not an adult. Now, that's why up to now, many years later, whether Masais, whatever, Kisses, Kurias, when I lived in rural land, I would pass around August, you pass through Kisi, and there you see those girls being moved around publicly. In the 80s, it was still public. I think now they may be doing it in hiding. What is causing it? Surely you know you are damaging your daughter. The daughter knows she is being damaged because she has been taught in school, isn't it? But even girls will hide themselves to go and be circumcised. Why? Because culture tells them you are not yet an adult. Now, anyway, I'm just trying to tell you how powerful culture is. And you need to ask yourself, what in your culture is leading you to bad? Yeah. Let me give you another one. And don't start thinking that there are no examples elsewhere. The Kikuyu, when they talk about a thief, they hate thieves. They hate thieves so badly that I was told by my grandfather, if you ever caught stealing, they would actually put you on a hill near a river, put you in a beehive, put dry leaves, set you on fire to be sure you die properly. And then they throw you all the way into the river. If you don't die out of the fire, you will die out of crouching. If not out of crouching, you will down in the water. But you must die. That's how bad they hate thieves. However, if a Kikuyu young man went to Masai land and stole cows and came with them, he was not called a thief. He was called Jaba. He is a hero of the tribe. Remember, both are stealing. But in their definition, stealing is stealing from your neighbors. The other one is the other. It's not stealing. It's just recovering your cows, whatever the issue is. And unfortunately, that thinking, when the missionaries came and told the Kikuyus, our God says no stealing, they said, we agree with you. Because that's the same thing. What they don't understand is the meaning of the word steal in Kikuyu is not the one in the Bible. So, when you make a Kikuyu a managing director of a parastatal, does that one belong to his mother?
No.
So if he steals, has he stolen? No. Even the bishop will come to open the house out of the because if the bishop is a Kikuyu, he also knows this man has not
Stolen.
He just. Are you seeing how powerful this thing is?
Yes.
So you need to check your culture. If you want good character, you must check every part of your culture to find out is it good or
Bad.
and even if the whole clan accepts it, if it's bad, and the reason, in fact, people admire you and follow you when they realize you are willing to stand against your clan when the clan is doing something accepted but wrong. Am I clear? And that's something you need to ask yourself. The other one is religion. Religion, again, can lead you to bad character. If you hear somebody, some religions where they even, again, they don't believe you are killing. If you kill somebody from another tribe or religion, in fact, they will say you are going to be celebrated. Now, if that be true, and a child grows believing you'll be celebrated for killing, can you see why you're killed?
Yes.
So if you want good character, you must ask questions about your religion. Are we together? You must ask questions about your religion. And don't do things because other people in your religion are doing it. You do it because it is natural. Agrees with your conscience. Are we together?
Yes.
And that's important. So religion is a very powerful tool in determining your character, especially if you are not going to check. Here are institutions of law and order. What gets supervised gets done. So when the law, like now the law in Europe, you go there, you don't see the police stopping cars. Then I said, hey, yeah, you don't have many police. Only to learn they are in they have cameras. And the camera, the policeman doesn't have to follow you. The computer will send a message to you that you owe 20 pounds because you are speeding in such and such a section. And your car has actually been photographed. So they are waiting. And this is the number this is if it's on Kenya, because this is a better number for the fine. Now, can you dare change? No. My wife went to South Korea, 1995. And she said he was very surprised because that's 30 years ago. Because there is nobody, in supermarkets in Kenya then, you are thoroughly checked. As you went in, then you kept things. Here, nobody is giving you a place to keep. They just allow you to enjoy yourself. And they start already, do they know we are Kenyans? By the time they realize, the reason why they are not doing that is there are labels on the things. If you try to move out, it will make noise. And the camera will show them what you did. And the owners know, so they dare not steal. Can you see? It looks like good character, but not good character. It's compliance. So the kind of law you have can encourage you to have good or bad character. So you as a leader, when you don't create proper rules for your department, you are not encouraging good character. You need clarity of what is that. And then the other problem giving us is globalization. And in Kenya, we suffer from it. Because even a 5-year-old is watching things on YouTube from elsewhere, creating values that may not be values you want to continue with.